The highest total on the board for the main slate is Bills Bucks, and Tom Brady's passing total in that one, 306.5. Buffalo's pass defense, as you all know, well rested after last week's game against New England. What are the chances they can slow down the Tampa pass attack and hold TB12 under this total, Pearce?
I'm going to go with Tom Brady going underneath this. He'll be efficient. He'll be effective. I like Tampa Bay to win at home. But we've seen the formula for beating the Buffalo Bills this season. It's not getting into a shootout. It's not going toe-to-toe through the air in an up-tempo game. It's sitting on the ball. It's running the ball. It's grinding the clock out. And I don't think we're going to see an exaggeration of 3 pass attempts like we saw last week, but something similar to what Tennessee did, what Indianapolis did. Those teams still passed the ball, but they didn't rely heavily on the passing game. They put it on the ground. Fournette should have a big game. Brady will play well, but not over 300.
Producer Tom Glennon has been in my ear about 5 times over the last 30 seconds telling me this has jumped from 306.5 to 307.5 and then back down to 306.5. He says he's never seen anything like it. And odds are subject to change, everybody. Steve, wow. I mean, if this thing is up to 307.5 from 306.5, that's a game changer.
I mean, obviously, people were listening to Pearce and doing the opposite. So, I mean, there's your answer right there. They hated his answers. They said, let's pivot off of Pearce. Here's the thing that people need to realize, right? Pearce said, the way to beat the Bills is, grind out the clock, run the ball. That is not what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do. Okay, don't take 2 weeks ago with Leonard Fournette's, ridiculous game that the Buccaneers run the ball. Even with as much as they did that, and as much as Leonard Fournette got the ball 2 weeks ago, the Buccaneers passed more than any other team in the league. They're just under 68% of the time they're passing the ball. They're going to continue to do that against the Buffalo Bills. And you also have to remember, when you look at how good Buffalo's been in their secondary, most of those numbers are with Tre'Davious White. He is no longer in the mix anymore. That makes the Buffalo Bills extremely liable through the air now because he was by far one of their best corners in all of the NFL. So now you take that out of the mix. Now you have Tom Brady, who all he does is throw the ball. He should be able to go over that number. I'm not worried about that at all.
Okay, Geoff, you want over this number?
I mean, I hate to play the tiebreaker in this one because this is one where it kind of depends on how you think this game is going to go. I think that if you like the Bills and you think it's going to be a high tempo shootout and the Bills offense is going to score, you should go over Tom Brady's total. And Steve mentioned, Tre'Davious White being out, but I think as a whole, this is kind of a statement game for the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take the under here. This is a team that's first in terms of yards per pass attempt against, in terms of the lowest mark in the league. Even with White out, I just think this defense stiffens up a bit. And I also think that, the Bucs, they've been running the ball better with Leonard Fournette. I think they will take a little bit more of a, not I want to say cautious approach, but smarter approach. Try and keep Josh Allen off the field. They've seen how other teams have beaten the Bills. I just don't think this one's going to devolve into the shootout that people think it's going to. So I'm going to take the under on Brady.